Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Don here once more. So we've got the drop cube magic trick. I have made 2 or 3 different versions of this trick in the past, but this is a new type of trick. It's done in a slightly different way. Personally, I think this is a better version of it, in that your audience can check all 3 components. They can look through the tube, they can check the die and also the blade, that there's no trapdoor or anything like that. Okay, so I'll perform the trick as best I can, as always, and later in the video how to make it, the secrets behind the trick, and all you need to know. Okay, so if we put the die in the tube, we can see that passing all the way through like that. No problem there. So if we were to put this blade in the slot, and we can see the blade going through and blocking off completely the tube, so nothing can pass through there. So now if we try to pass the die, it's obviously not going to go through. Okay, so one more time. Now what we need to do, if I can get far enough back, if we pass now the die, and watch very carefully, okay, and here we go, passes straight through the blade like so, and we can take that out, lay that down, and there we go, that's the trick. Okay, so like I say, watch the rest of the video to see how it's done. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. Yeah, so okay, let's get on with it. We'll see what we need to do. So the first thing we're going to need are 2 die. I have made dices in the past, some bigger, some smaller. I don't think I've explained exactly how I make my die. It might be an advantage to explain now. So we want a 2-inch die, or 5 centimeters. So that means all the sizes, the height, the width, the depth, and everything about the die is going to be 5 centimeters or 2 inches. So if I'm using 2.5 millimeter thick card, we've got to allow for those 2 thicknesses of card. So if we want the top and the bottom to go like that, and then the other 4 sides on the inside like that, these 2 pieces need to be 2 inches square, or 5 centimeters square. Okay, that's those 2. And of course the dice is 6-sided, so we need another 4 pieces. But the height of these 4 sides is going to be 2 inches or 5 centimeters less the width of 2 pieces of card. So all of these 4 have got to be 1 inch and 3/16 or 45 millimeters. So that's 5 millimeters shorter than these 2 pieces. So all those 4 need to be that size, 1 inch and 13/16 or 45 millimeters. Okay, now of those 4, 2 of those need to be 2 inches, and 2 need to be 1 inch and 13/16 or 45 millimeters. The reason being, I hope I've got this right, where are we? So if these are 2 inches, and we put this like that, because this is now 45 millimeters or 1 inch and 13/16. When we add those 2 outside pieces of card, it'll make it up to 2 inches again. So that will go there, and that will make up a 2-inch square on the top and the bottom. That's 2 inches by 2 inches. And by the time we put that on the bottom and that on the top, that will also be 2 inches. As plain as mud. Well, if you think about it, it's not that difficult. Anyway, the most difficult part is sticking it together. I shall put these 4 pieces together, allow that to dry, PVA white school glue, allow that to dry, and then put the top and the bottom on, and that will give me my cube. And we need 2. In one of the pieces, one of the top, well, the top of the die, the 2 inch by 2 inch, 5 centimetre by 5 centimetre, we need the centre. So diagonals from corner to corner, we need the centre, and we need to drill a hole that is big as the magnet that you're going to use. I've got 6mm diameter magnets by 2 millimeters thick. So when I inset in this 2mm magnet into the cardboard, it's going to go. This is 2.5. This is only 2. So it's going to disappear into the cardboard. So if I take one magnet, that's going to fit in there quite nicely like that. And to keep it in there, just a piece of paper stuck on the back and a piece of paper stuck on the front. And that's going to hold that in position. Okay, and we need that on both die. Yep, I think I had to think about it myself. Yes, okay, so what I'll do is make up my 2 die, drill the top, put the magnets in, come back, and we'll do the next step. So my die are dry now. We've got the magnet in one of the faces ready for the trick to work, and a perfect 2 inch dimension all around the die. But where we've got this join, where we've glued the 2 pieces of thick card together, we can get rid of that if we make something up like this. This is primary school stuff where you make up a die. So all 6 2-inch squares, and I'll cover this in glue and cover this completely so we get rid of all those join marks, and then spray it black, and we get something like that. And for the dots, I suppose you could buy little peel off stickers if you like, but I've used this punch hole and just punched holes in a piece of white paper and stuck them on. It sounds a long, laborious job, and it is. But I think it looks okay. I think that looks pretty smart. I will concede you could have bought a piece of 2x2 wood, cut it off at 2 inches, and you would have the same shape. But where's the fun in that? There's no fun. And you're going to have to need the machinery, the tools, the wood shop to be able to do that. But this is just it. Apart from waiting for the glue to dry, this only took a few minutes to make, really. Okay, so we'll have 2 die like that, and then for the tube, I think I've made this 12 inches long, 11.5 inches long, 29 centimeters. So 4 pieces, 29 centimeters. I've given a good clearance, so if my die is 2 inches, then I've made this, or 2 of the pieces, 2.25 inches. So we've got plenty of clearance for the die to fall through. And then if this is 2.25 inches, then this is going to be 2.5. It's going to be, again, we add on the thickness of 2 pieces of card. So when it's all put together, it will be a tube for this. Let's go up a bit. For the die to fall through. Okay, I'm sure you see what I mean. Then we've got a slot in the middle, wide enough for this well, it can be any shape you like, really, whatever shape takes your fancy, but as long as that slits through there like that, that's what we need, and that's going to be on the other side like that. Like I say, in any shape you like, really. I've just chosen this shape, but once this is through like that, I can draw a line on the blade there, and from that line the inside measurement will be 2¼ inches, which is 55 millimeters. And then whatever point that is, I can draw another line. Then I need to again find the center, join the diagonals, drill a 6mm hole and put another magnet in there. So the magnet is also in the blade. So when this comes down, it'll click onto the blade, and I will be able to do that. Okay, and to cover it up, I shall use white paper to cover the whole thing, rather than just a square to hold the magnet in position. I'll cover the whole thing with a larger piece of white paper. We won't see the join then. Spray that silver, paint this black, put this together. Again, spray everything black, magician's favourite colour. And I will be back when I've done all that, and we'll see what it looks like then. So we've got our 3 component parts that make up the trick. We've got the 2 die and the tube and the blade, and your audience can check all 3 items. This will be to one side unseen, but they can check the die, that it's not a trick die where it splits apart. It's just a solid die. This is just an ordinary tube, nothing inside there, and a solid blade with no trapdoor or anything like that. So we know that the magnets is in the 6, which means that will stick to that, and it's in the 3 on this one, and that will stick to that. So that's the basis of the trick, that you can do that, and it means that when you drop that on top of that, the bottom will fall off. So that's the mechanism of the trick. That's how it works. Okay, so I have made a slight amendment to this die. I made 2, but I made a 3rd one with extra magnets in the 2 and the 5. So we've got 3 magnets now. So when that sits down onto the blade, there are 2 corresponding magnets in the tube that will hold it there at the end of the trick. When I pull the blade out, just makes the trick look a little more spectacular. And you can't see, obviously, because the pretty paper is covering it. So with this to one side, that one to one side, we can pass the die through the tube at will, and even show it passing through like that. And then with the blade in the tube, and we can show the blade going in and covering the hole completely, covering the tube. Nothing can pass there. So given that the magnet is there, if we use any other number, like the 3, will go in there and come out. 5, that will obviously come out. So finally with the 6, we know that if we drop that in, it's not going to come back out again. So this is where the sleight of hand comes in. So with the other magnet, we've got to show that when we tip this die out, that it's the one that we just put in. So if we make it like that, okay, it needs practice, I will admit that. If you've got smaller hands, then maybe a smaller die would be better. But that's the kind of thing that we've got to do to show that that's come out there. And also then we turn the tube that way round. That's right, like that. And we can show all the way around, that's no problem there. So now with the 3, yeah, 3 there, is that right? Yeah, we can perform the trick like so. So that's passed directly through the blade now and out the bottom, and because of those extra magnets now I can pull that out, lay that down, and that's the trick finished. Okay, that's the trick. I hope you find it a little bit different to the normal drop cube type of trick that they sell or perform. It's just a little bit different. I think this one is better, personally, apart from that that sleight of hand that you have to do. I think this is a better outcome to the trick. So I'll leave it with you. Thank you very much for watching the video. The previous video surpassed all my expectation. We reached 4,000 views. Not quite the 10 million I was hoping for, but 4,000 is pretty good for one of my videos. Very happy with that. So let's see if we can do that again. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel. Helps me enormously. Helps you in that you will be informed when new videos come along. And there have been 103 videos, I think, so far. So please peruse my channel. Okay, so again, thanks for watching. See you in the next video, and it's bye for now.